Oh, we are live, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're channel surfing, you're saying, wait a minute, that doesn't look like HSN. That's because we are broadcasting live from ProCaps Laboratories, where, of course, the world's finest vitamins are being made. And we have one of two fabulous today's specials for you. This is the last show where, of course, we're talking about our finest value of the day. And it's something that you and I wait for, because you do this once a year and once a year only, Andrew. And as usual, you threw down the gauntlet. You made it better than ever before.
Well, not only is this the best price ever, but what we also did is we introduced a special size. So there's a 750 capsule supply, normally a 360 capsule supply. Because we do a Today Special only once a year, I wanted to make sure that if we do a Today Special next January, and if you take 2 capsules daily, you'd have enough to last you until next year. So you have an opportunity tonight to get these 750 capsules. I didn't realize it till we were looking at the charts here. But if you get the 750 capsule supply, you're basically paying the same price. I guess if I was a very smart marketing person, I would have called this basically a better than a buy one, get one free.
True.
Because for $129.90, you're getting 2 bottles plus 30 capsules, equivalent of the 360. You're getting 750 capsules, so that will last you 2 capsules a day. That will last you 375 days. So, and it's an opportunity. I was just looking through some of the reviews because we have a couple of hundred review charts here. My dog is standing right in front of me. Whenever I talk with my hands, which I seem to always talk with my hands, he thinks I'm going to give him a treat, or because I use hand signals, he thinks that I'm giving him hand signals. So, Link, there's no, here, give me a high five. Can I have a high five? Can I have another high five? Okay, good boy. And I do have treats.
I know.
So, do a round of you sit?
So
can you lay down?
good.
You good boy.
Which, by the way, that's one of the reasons that Andrew did this amazing state-of-the-art broadcast, area for us in your factory, so that Lincoln could be a part of the show, right? He's the best part.
Lincoln, we'll say Lincoln was the reason we did this, but the real reason we did this is really a pharmaceutical manufacturing process going out there. We don't manufacture drugs or anything like that, but the cleanliness and sanitation that's required, we wouldn't be able to do a shoot like this without stopping all production, basically interrupting the factory for several days. So what we did is we created this hermetically sealed studio. It's glass. We even angled the glass so there isn't reflection when you look out. So you get to see everything that's going on in the factory as we're doing these shows. So it's an opportunity to show that we have nothing to hide, that we're very proud of what we do. In fact, in probably about 45 minutes, we're going to do a little walk around the facility here, so you'll get to see all of our blending, our encapsulation, our powder filling. I even think we have footage because upstairs we do all our soft gel encapsulation and all the drying of the soft gel capsules after you make them. So it's a complete manufacturing process. We have a warehouse I didn't show the last time. That's about 40 feet tall on that side where all the raw materials and packaging comes in, and then a warehouse that's over 40 feet tall on this side where everything exits when it's done. And all the work is done in the middle here. So you have an opportunity to see where your products are made. I was sort of joking earlier that I think if we saw where most of our foods were made, we might not eat them, especially if we're talking about something like chicken or turkey or meat, that we might not be so thrilled with looking at the process of how those things are created. When we create our products, it's actually a very clean, very, very easy to comprehend process. You'll see how things are blended, how the powders are put together, and then how they're put in capsules or put in bottles. Very simple, very straightforward. We don't even use additives. And what we're talking about here, our circulation vein support, no product has been the beneficiary of our taking on this enormous task of making and creating everything we do, than this product. So because of that, the efficiencies that come, I guess on the screen there, we're probably getting close to 30,000 bottles or something like that. And by far, most of them are in the largest size. We're talking about tens of millions of capsules. That kind of efficiency, and you'll see the equipment we use, allows us once a year to do these kinds of very, very special events, whether it's acquiring the raw materials or performing the work of making the product. And that's what translates into a Today Special that really makes what should otherwise be an extremely expensive product. It makes a product that's, I think, pennies a capsule. I think we're talking about I think about 15 or 16 cents a capsule in the large size.
Wow.
So it really becomes affordable. I remember years ago we talked about a product, if it was 10 cents a capsule, it was about the cost of buying empty capsules. You can see them sometimes in health food stores or things like that. So for all of the sophisticated ingredients this contains, and I will go over clinical science because this is a product that's not some kind of fluffy, airy-fairy herbal product. This is a product with serious science behind it, double-blind clinical studies talking about the ingredients and how they could benefit the circulation of your legs in a meaningful way. And if the science is not something that you find compelling, I'm sure it would be the experience of others. We have a product with thousands of reviews, literally a bit over 2,000 reviews. Almost 1,900 of those reviews are perfect 5-star reviews. Or a product with 95% positive reviews. And you have to understand, or obviously, you hear the way we speak about this product, I'll speak about the science, you'd think it would be a perfect opportunity for folks to be disappointed. But the product really does deliver. And that's why the reviews are so compelling, so inspiring. They're not perfect, but they're as close to perfect as you could ever get. Literally 95% positive, about 85+% perfect 5-star reviews.
It's amazing. So remember, although Andrew's doing a Monday night show takeover tomorrow, this will be your final opportunity on a Today's Special that we wait for. He does it once a year and once a year only. I think for a lot of us out there, you don't need me to tell you that we rely on our circulation and on good circulation, not only for our quality of life, but maybe even for your life, for your vocation, for your job. And that's one of the reasons we used to call this the nurse's product. If you stand a lot, if you sit a lot, if you lay down at night and it seems like your legs are still moving after you, if you have to, you can't wait to take off those shoes or kick off those shoes or take off those socks, whatever it might be, if your circulation is making your life uncomfortable, that's why overwhelmingly those reviews are perfect. So remember, last show where this pricing is valid, we do it once a year and once a year only. So choose the 60, the 180, the 360, or the 750. But this is what Andrew was talking about. Savings bigger than anything we've ever seen, but it is almost like a 2-for-1 when you look at the savings.
Obviously, if you're a shopper at HSN, you understand the pricing. But that first column on the chart, the HSN price, that's the price that this product is, I would say, 340 days of the year. When I don't have a visit, and even when I have a one-day visit, we still do the special pricing for a weekend. So we have special pricing, which is typically a 10, 15, 20% discount at most.
Right.
But the 340 days a year, that's the normal pricing.
Right.
That's
exactly.
the reorder price.
So here's where our pricing will be. Right.
340 days a year,
right.
Probably, maybe a few more days than
that.
But today, the pricing is, even on the small size, you're saving about 40%.
Yeah.
On the 180 capsule supply, you're saving about a third as well.
Right.
On the 360 capsule supply, you're saving, I guess that would be over 40% probably. And on the 750 capsule supply, you're saving 50%.
Right.
You're basically saving a bit more than 50%.
Absolutely. And you know, even we were talking about how you could literally more than double your capsule size. So again, this is where your pricing will go for almost every day of the year. Here's where our pricing is today. Here are your savings. So after the stroke of midnight, this is what you will pay. But to Andrew's point, it's almost like a twofer if you want to look at it that way, because you're spending basically what you will be spending on the 360 after midnight and more than doubling your capsule size. I think that is easily as good, if not better, than anything I've ever seen you do on a Today's Special.
Well,
I really do.
Certainly on a Today's Special, and for sure on this product. And this is a product that I'll read the reviews, and I hope you realize we don't remove the bad reviews. So the reviews being so unanimously positive are simply a fact that they're unanimously positive. That when you see reviews in the words like love, miracle, godsend, saying that they'd never want to be without this product, that their expressions of faith or their praise for the product are just people's genuine experience with the product. So hopefully you understand that. Usually I go over the science first. This time I'll grab some reviews, but first I'll go over some basic charts on the product. If you don't want to get my product, just so you have a little insight in what's in this product, you could probably attempt to assemble the products. I'm not that confident that all the diosmin you'll find in America is really diosmin that is standardized and actual diosmin, so I don't have confidence that other sources of diosmin are the same as our actual diosmin we use here. Often the case with expensive ingredients, people take shortcuts. So and then of course we have our diosmin. Originally this product When our product was introduced, it was more expensive, and it contained 500 milligrams of diosmin. And so the product today contains 600.
Wow.
So as a first change, about 15 years ago, we increased the potency 20%. We then added hesperidin and rutin, so we added those two ingredients as well. Then probably about 10 years ago, we added actually the pine bark extract. And then we added a little while after that, we added the grapeseed extract. And then recently, probably about 3 to 4 years ago, we added the butcher's broom extract. For this today's special, we had a special opportunity, and we doubled the potency of the butcher's broom extract. That's not going to be going forward. That's just for today, for a special opportunity with the Today Special. We like to do things like that. So it's a special one-time formula. Butcher's broom now, the science on butcher's broom, I'll read some quotes in a little bit here. It really begins to rival diosmin in its effectiveness, in its efficacy. And simply stated, what this product does, it promotes, it supports the blood vessel tone, it supports the health of the blood vessels throughout our body, but where it tends to be most prominent and most apparent is in the most challenged circulation in our body, which is in our extremities. That basically the way our body works, we all understand our heart is pumping blood throughout our body. So understand, the pressure that our heart creates by pumping fluid, that pumps blood through all our arteries that go into smaller arterioles that eventually go through capillaries. And then on the return trip back to our heart and to our lungs, back to our heart, and then back through our body again, it has to go through all those veins. So the pressure that's generated, that's going through our heart, that's going through our arteries from our heart, it's going through our arteries, then through capillaries, that pressure has to be sufficient then going through the small venules and going through the veins of our body to get it back to the heart. That's a tremendous amount of pressure. And it's no wonder why over the course of our day, as we've gotten older, just simply if we're overweight, obese, there's so many different issues, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, that challenge our circulation. It's why we sort of feel that all our heart is basically doing, it's like a bicycle pump, pumping up the size of our legs, the size of our calves and ankles, and essentially pumping up and enlarging, distending as they call it, the blood vessels, the veins in our legs. And I'll read quotes straight out of the science that speak directly to those issues and how this product improves the blood vessel tone, improves the ability of our veins to carry fluid without distending, without enlarging, and thereby without having fluid seep out and enlarging also the tissues of our legs, and also the discomfort that then can occur. So we'll read all those reviews in a moment, but I just was going to skip to this chart just to give you a sense of the design concept behind this product and also the research concept behind the product. When they're doing research, these are the things we're looking at. So circulation and vein support for healthy legs was specifically designed to address the visible and unattractive swelling of the veins in our legs, feet, ankles, and calves, the visible and uncomfortable swelling of the tissues in our legs, feet, ankles, and calves. For some people, it's just the blood vessels. For others, it's the tissues. In most people, it's both. Because what happens, the causes of the enlargement and distension of blood vessels are the same causes, the lack of integrity, the inability of those blood vessels and veins to withstand the pressure of fluid being generated by our heart constantly pumping. It has to keep doing that or we're not sticking around. So it's unfortunate, but as we get older, the jobs we have standing too much or sitting too much, those both challenge those tissues. So, and again, when you look at the bottom of the chart, this is not to treat a disease, but health issues we might have contribute to it. But as a result of, as I said, these are the things that age, overweight, obesity, inactivity, excess standing and sitting, even smoking, as well as numerous health challenges and conditions. As I said before, things that challenge the health of our blood vessels, like high blood pressure, like type 2 diabetes, also challenge inevitably the health of the blood vessels in our legs. So it's common sense, as long as we know we have these challenges, top on the list, aging, as long as we know we have these challenges, we might as well give something to our body that actually promotes a positive change in these tissues. So continuing here with the design theme on the product, the heaviness and fatigue, so circulation vein support for healthy legs was specifically designed to address the heaviness and fatigue. This is more the experience of the enlarged blood vessels, the enlarged tissues, that is often accompanied, because we have nerves in those tissues, with a sense of heaviness and fatigue that can occur in our feet, ankles, and calves. This sense of restlessness and agitation, particularly at night, that affects our legs, feet, ankles, and calves.
And you know what I think is interesting about that, Andrew? I think for a lot of us, you were thinking, oh, well, that's just life. You just, I have to kind of throw up my hands and say, well, that's just what life has dealt me, or you just think that it has to be part of the aging process. And the really remarkable thing for me is seeing is believing. People will have very high expectations of this product, and you're not going to need that 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. In fact, you really start to see, and I do mean physically see a difference in your ankles and your calves, as well as feel a difference so profoundly and so quickly. That's why if there was ever a time to just try it for yourself, this is the best time. And it's so funny. Maybe you're doing the same thing I'm doing, but as I'm watching, I'm like, oh, maybe my bottle's out there.
It was funny. While Shannon was talking,
I know, right?
I can't help myself. I'm looking, why, the bottling line was slowing down. They were filling the capsule hoppers and things. So
I know.
I get a little distracted here. But again,
fun.
you are actually, this is not, yes, a studio, but normal times when we think of a studio, it's an artificial environment. This is a very real environment. This is where all your vitamins are made, including these vitamins. They were all made right here.
Yeah.
Probably every step in the production process all occurred within 50 yards of where I'm standing. So all occurred back there, which we'll go for a little walk back there, a little stroll back there in a little bit. So what I was going to do is read some reviews. We have so many incredible reviews that are just so compelling. And then I'll read a little after that, I'll read the science. Because the science, the benefits I was speaking about, the science speaks specifically to those benefits. So it's not about the science speaking of one thing, and then we're going to talk about something else. And it's not as though we took a product and we added ingredients or used ingredients that the science isn't speaking to. We use the precise same ingredients that the science discusses. So we'll do that in a moment. But first, let's read some reviews. So as I said before, the words are passionate. Miracle in a bottle. Wow. I bought this when it was the Today Special. Oddly, I almost never listen to the vitamin presentations. Oh, thank you. I was impressed by the overwhelmingly positive reviews, so I took advantage. I didn't take that personally. There's nothing to lose with HSN's return policy, which I always emphasize.
Absolutely.
Nothing to lose, which, by the way, typical return in a direct setting, typical returns, because with clothing, their sizes and things like that, and with vitamins, typical returns are 20% or higher.
Yeah.
Not with mine. I think this product, the return rate, not I think, the return rate on this product, on the large size of this product in particular, is less than 2%. The return rate on, I think, of my products overall is approximately 2%. So it's literally 10%, 1/10 of the normal return rate, which I think underscores the quality with which, the quality of the way we go about making these products and how uniquely effective they are. But we'll go back to this review here. Well, I did not see results in 3 days, more like a few weeks. It's usually a few days.
Right.
That person said 3 days because she probably read several reviews that said 3 days, which many do. More like a few weeks, but my left ankle has not looked normal in years until taking this product. No cramps and less fatigue. Like thousands of others, I cannot and will not be without this product. Thank you, thank you,
Nice.
thank you. Something you don't want to talk about. Oh, this is oh, I think I know what this one pertains to. I ran out of the circulation vein support and found out how important this supplement really is. This takes care of an area of the body that none of us really want to discuss, and that is our bottom. Yes, without the circulation vein support, my hemorrhoids returned. I am now taking them again and have seen dramatic improvements. Thank you, HSN, and especially Andrew, for bringing such wonderful products to us to enhance our health. It's from Sandy in Arizona, by the way. That's not an unexpected benefit of this product. Just as the blood vessels in our legs respond positively when the tone of those veins and the health of those structures are improved and supported, so do the blood vessels in our rectum, in our bottom. So it's something, it might be inelegant or seemingly impolite to discuss, but it's a very real issue, and it's a very real benefit of improving the health of our blood vessels and supporting the health of the blood vessels in our body. So as we continue, made life so much better. I've suffered from swollen legs and ankles for some time, and even had all kinds of tests to see why. Nothing ever showed up, so I was told just wear the heavy support hose. I was listening to Colleen and Andrew Lessman, and she made a comment that she and the other girls could not live without this supplement,
for sure.
as they were on their feet all the time, and they are at HSN.
Yeah.
I tried the circulation vein support, and the problem went away. I wouldn't be without it. Single best item I have ordered on HSN.
Wow.
Ever. I've only been taking these supplements a few weeks, and I am absolutely blown away at the improvement in my legs. I suffered from swelling in my left leg, and this is the first week that it hasn't happened. I fell in December and had really not recovered 100%. My doctor recommended Elevation and Ice, which helped, but this product has done more for me than I could ever hope or ask for. Incredible. Thank you, Andrew, for this amazing product.
Wow.
Circulation vein support. I've taken this product for 2 years. I have restless legs. My calves felt like I was having constant mini shocks that made my legs feel so heavy and interrupted my sleep. My husband was concerned about how I was walking, and I wasn't handling stairs very well. This product is amazing. I thought I would test myself to see what would happen if I didn't take it. Many reviews say this.
Yeah, that's true.
After I ran out of product, within 6 to 7 days, that discomfort returned. My situation is perhaps extreme, so I take 2 in the AM and 2 with my evening meal. I won't go without it. From Kathy in AR is, what is AR? Not Arkansas. That's
Arizona.
Arkansas. I think it's Arkansas.
Okay.
Arizona is AZ.
AZ.
I should know Arkansas. That's where we plant our trees. Amazing product. I've had swollen ankles for a long time. By the way, 2 capsules a day is, there are several reviews here that talk about 1 capsule daily, and that's because we added all these other ingredients. It's really designed as a 2 capsule daily product. That's why the 750 capsules will take you all the way to our next Today special in 2018. So it will last a year. So when you do the math on that, it really is about $10 a month for a product that once you experience the benefits, many refer to the benefits as priceless, and typically the product is twice as expensive and still referred to as being very, very economical. So as we continue, I've had swollen ankles for a long time. The past several years when I got up in the morning, I had problems starting to walk because it was uncomfortable. Even going down the stairs was a problem. I had heard Andrew and Colleen speak about this product, but I never ordered it. My mother had problems with circulation too, and she had to have her legs amputated due to complications with diabetes. After that, I ordered this product and started using it because I didn't want to have the same problem. And obviously, this is not a cure, treatment, prevention for serious medical conditions, but to the extent health conditions challenge our circulation, it makes sense to make a positive impact.
Sure.
One day, I got up in the morning and I noticed that I didn't have issues while walking. My ankles aren't swollen anymore. I will not be without this product, and I also have recommended to my sisters. From Bella in Connecticut, circulation vein support works. This is an awesome product that truly works. The swelling in my legs was going down before I even finished the first bottle. It's not a script for pills with all sorts of side effects. It's a natural vitamin that worked. I have all sorts of products to help with my body health that were a scam, but I finally found help. Thanks.
Nice.
Gotta have. I've learned the hard way over the years not to run out of this product. Since my last child, and again, pregnancy can challenge circulation, 7 years ago, I have had bad circulation in my legs and knees, and the discomfort comes and goes. When I regularly take this product, I have greatly reduced throbbing, and most of the time, it is completely diminished. When I run out of this, within about a week, it comes right back. I will never be without. Thank you, Andrew.
For sure.
Tears of joy. After reading dozens of reviews, I figured I had nothing to lose but to try this product. As an overweight female, age 60, I suffer with knee problems, and after 6 surgeries and looking at a knee replacement, I was at wit's end. Over the years, I've been plagued with discomfort. It's difficult to be an active person when you have discomfort. So I got the bottle, took the capsules as directed, and I have noticed a huge difference. We don't add the uppercase.
Right.
I feel like a new person, happier, sleeping better, moving more, and all around grateful for this product. If Andrew Lessman walked through my door right now, I would hug him, as many people do when they see me.
I know.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feeling so grateful. Thank you, Amber in Pennsylvania.
Oh, that's sweet.
One more. So impressed. Andrew, I must say, I am so impressed with these. When I ordered them, I thought we will see if they do what everyone says. And it's not what I say, it's
Right.
what everyone says.
For sure.
I truly could tell a major difference in my legs when I got off work. They felt so much better and were not as tight feeling, and most of all, my legs weren't bothering me. I missed taking them, and honestly, I could tell a big difference by the time I got home from work. I'm so thankful for these. You've made my legs feel so much better, and I can sleep at night without destroying my bed. No more kicking for me. That's from Ellie in Virginia. And again,
Nice.
it's a product that I can speak passionately about it. I'll review the science, and the science can speak clearly and very analytically about it. But I think the reviews are the most inspiring aspect of all. I encourage you to read them at hsn.com. Again, for every negative review, you're going to read 10, 20, 25 positive reviews. And it's a product that really does deliver, really does perform, and it's based upon the science. And we'll go over the science in a moment.
And you know what's so interesting about those reviews, too? So many of them said, I almost didn't expect it to work. I think a lot of people, the thing that was, I think, most shocking for me is when you read those reviews, a lot of people thought, I didn't expect to see or feel a benefit. And maybe that's you. Maybe you're just thinking, well, that's your lot in life. That's just the card that you've been dealt. This is a natural tool that is helping people to get their lives back. And that's why, as Andrew and Colleen and I, we always recommend read those reviews. They are heartwarming, to be sure. Please remember, all we ask you to do is to pick your size of choice, because remember, there's a Monday night takeover tomorrow, but this pricing is no longer valid after midnight. So choose your size of choice. That's 60, the 180, the 360, or the 750. Remember, these are the final quantities and the last show with your today's special. Now, here's where your pricing will go after midnight. Here's what your pricing is for basically the next 2.5 hours. And here are your savings. And I guess it's a 2-for-1, if you want to call it that, more than a 2-for-1.
Yep.
Because truthfully, you're spending, so here's where your pricing will go, and it will go for most of the year.
And it's a special formula where we doubled the
Right.
potency of the Butcher's Room extract as
Which is only for today as well.
Right.
So as an example, if you do that 750 count, you will spend the same price for the 360 at midnight as you're spending on the 750 today and only for this show. So you're actually more than doubling your capsule size. Same thing happens on the 360. As an example, here's where your pricing will go. Here's your pricing today. So basically you're spending about what you would spend on the 180 for the 360. So any way you look at it, it's almost like you're doubling your capsule size.
And I think about almost 2/3 of the orders are the 750, followed by the 360. So those are the two most popular sizes. Those also happen to be the sizes that we're actually down to our last couple of thousand bottles in each of those. As I always explain, we always hold back a certain number of capsules because we never can exactly calculate how the sizes are going to exhaust themselves. So we hold back a certain number of capsules. But clearly, this will sell out before midnight. So we know we're going to have plenty to last until, not plenty, we know we'll make it until the end of the hour at 11 o'clock, but then things will dwindle from there. We'll start filling in the gaps. We'll probably be adding a few bottles, I would say, in the next 15 or 20 minutes in the different sizes, and then it's going to be a question of how long it lasts after 11 o'clock. So just so everyone knows. But we were able to make it through. My goal is always to make it through close to the end of the day, and we'll have done that again today.
For sure. But, you know, it's interesting. A couple of those reviewers were, you know, giving a nod to Colleen and how we're on our feet, and it's really true. When I'm at HSN, and Andrew's kind enough to give us these nice little cushy mats. Even my makeup artist, she's like, oh, it's so soft. Normally, I'm standing on concrete for 3 or 4 hours at a time in heels. And anyone who's purchased high heels at the end of the night knows, I mean, listen, if you've got issues with your circulation, if you've got issues with those feet, with those hands at the end of the day, and we all know who we are, you know all too well, it can ruin a day. It can ruin a life. And so that's why I think those of us who take this product are just so moved. We really become crusaders. We want you to try it so much. And that's why when Andrew does this kind of savings, he does it once a year and once a year only, but not only a special formulation, special capsule sizes, which, remember, this offer is only good for the next 2.5 hours or as long as supplies last. So the savings are insurmountable, but the reality is, even I buy this even when it's at the regular price, because I'm like so many of those reviewers that you just heard from Andrew. I cannot nor will I ever live a day without this. And I feel the same way that a lot of reviewers do. The reason I know it works is when I've run out of this product, that's when it really resonates with me just how much of an impact it's making on my everyday life and how I live my life. And we hear that a lot. When you stop taking the product, it's like, wow, this is really helping me. And you hear that all the time.
Oh, and what's fascinating about the product is, again, it's not a drug, it's not a medicine, and just how subtly it works, but how quickly it works. If you scan the reviews for the reviews that talk about how quickly the product worked for them, the reason why one of the reviews said it didn't take 3 days, but it took a couple of weeks, is precisely because so many of the reviews talk about 3 days, that it's such a quick acting product. But of course, 30-day money back guarantee, even the small size here, 60 capsules, is a perfect opportunity to see the efficacy of this product. And when you run out, you will notice the difference. It's a product that does deliver, and it's a product that is supported by clinical science, and that was the basis. I don't make a product because someone says it will sell. Perfect example. Things like ephedra 25 years ago. I'm one of the major supplement companies back then that never went near ephedra because ephedra was unsafe. Recently, Dr. Oz was promoting things like red raspberry ketone and green coffee bean extract as weight loss ingredients. Hundreds of millions, perhaps billions of dollars of those ingredients were sold over a period of years. But there were fraudulent weight loss ingredients. I would never sell them because there was no science. So yes, sales-wise, it would have been a good business decision, but ethically, scientifically, it would have been a ridiculous and outrageous business decision. So the basis for this product isn't business. The basis for this product is good, sound, solid science. And if a product is made following good, sound, solid science, then that's hard to say, good, sound, solid science, but then that product is going to be well received, and that product is going to be constantly reordered, which is why the counter is where it is this evening, because it's a product that people appreciate. They appreciate the results because the results are a result of the science. So let's read some quotes from the science, which the science almost sounds like testimonials. And what I did, there are just hundreds and hundreds of wonderful quotes from the science I could use. What I did is try to select them from a wide number of different studies, so you get a sense of the extent to which this has been looked at in some of the most serious medical journals worldwide that deal with circulation and circulatory problems. So first we'll look at the studies on diosmin, which also talks about hesperidin and rutin, and then we'll look at the studies on butcher's broom extract, which also talks about hesperidin and vitamin C, which, by the way, we also put vitamin C in the product as well. So we'll start off here from a medical journal called International Angiology. And this is a quote directly from the study. The efficacy, the effectiveness, was clearly demonstrated with a rapid improvement of functioning signs in the first months. If you follow science at all, clinics, they tend to not use strong language. They tend to be very politically correct, so they only make a strong statement if they're confident that that statement is going to be valid and true. So even when you read this, the clinical results have to be very compelling for someone to feel comfortable writing that the efficacy, the effectiveness was clearly demonstrated, not just shown, not just suggestive, but clearly demonstrated with a rapid improvement, not just an improvement, but a rapid improvement of functional signs in the first months being maintained till the end of the study. Wow. So it wasn't something that appeared and then disappeared. The reduction of ankle and calf circumferences, so the size of ankles and calves were reduced, is probably linked to a decrease in plasma filtration through capillary walls. That actually has been demonstrated in other studies. That's exactly what it does. It stops the leakage. This fact confirms the positive role. This fact confirms the positive role of diosmin with hesperidin on tissue microcirculation.
So they not only felt better, they were measurably different.
Well, that's when I said 18 years ago that what I should do was offer this product with a tape measure. I wasn't kidding.
Right.
Because I had already read research and clinical studies that spoke about specifically that. So when they're doing the clinical studies, what's fascinating, the subjective feeling that these people have, feeling better, feeling that their legs are less agitated, I really like the research that doesn't look at that.
You're right.
I like the research that looks at objective things, where you don't have to ask someone, well, how do you feel? How do your legs feel? Yes, those are good, interesting studies and interesting questions to have answered. But the really objective stuff is when you look at the size of veins and measure them, when you look at the size of ankles and calves and legs and measure them. That's objective. That's with my CholesteCare product. It's like looking at cholesterol numbers going down. That's objective. People could say, I feel better, but how accurate is that compared to looking at those numbers in black and white? So that's exactly the kinds of studies we're talking about right here. So from the International Journal of Microcirculation, another respected journal, the use of diosmin with hesperidin has been shown to improve venous tone, the tone of our veins. Toned veins don't enlarge as easily. Toned veins don't distend as easily. Toned veins don't leak as easily. So less swelling. Microvascular permeability, so it also improves that. And then lymphatic activity and microcirculatory nutritive flow, which again, microcirculatory nutritive flow, that's the ability of our circulation, one of the main roles of our circulation is to deliver nutrients to our cells, deliver oxygen to our cells, carry away waste products. So it improves that microcirculatory delivery of those nutrients. So yet another benefit. From Angiology, another respected journal, pharmacological and clinical studies demonstrated the comprehensive mode of action of diosmin. So not only its benefits, but it shows how it works. It increases venous tone, it improves lymph drainage, and it protects the microcirculation. Diosmin hesperidin, as a result of its comprehensive mode of action, addresses both the macrocirculation, that's the overall circulation, and the microcirculation at the same time. The microcirculation is on a more cellular level, capillary delivery of nutrients. Current Vascular Pharmacology, at another journal, the clinical efficacy of diosmin with hesperidin in venous circulation has been demonstrated by several randomized controlled studies in which the rate of benefits was significantly shortened. Again, talking about how rapidly it works. An explanation for the ability to speed relief comes from the protection diosmin with hesperidin exerts on the microcirculation. Current Vascular Pharmacology, diosmin with hesperidin reduced venous distension, so that's not distending and enlarging veins, and venous capacitance, and improved venous tone in women with various degrees of say, existing venous vein-related complaints. Angiology, diosmin with hesperidin produced a significant decrease in venous capacitance, venous distensibility, and venous emptying time. So it improved the measures with which we measure the efficacy of our venous circulation, how well our veins are functioning. In addition, these changes were accompanied by a decrease in the ankle and calf circumference. Once again, ankle and calf circumference reduced. Numerous pharmacological and clinical studies have shown the effect of this agent, diosmin with hesperidin, that's in our product of course, on venous tone and on the microcirculation. So it's not just one little study.
Can I ask you something though? I mean, why, with all this scientific research behind these ingredients, why aren't more people doing products like this? No, I'm serious about that. I mean,
it's a very funny question to answer. In Europe, this is a product that's recommended by medical doctors. The laws are different there, so even though it's natural ingredients, it's recommended by medical doctors for medical conditions. Here, we're just offering it for promoting the healthy circulation, the healthy condition in our venous circulation. So it's really affecting the structure, which thereby improves the function. So positive benefits to structure, improves the function of our veins. But I think if this was, I hate to say this, if this was a drug and this was significantly more expensive, this would be something that would be very well, we'd probably on Sunday mornings, we'd be watching those really compelling commercials with very attractive people walking around the park with butterflies flying. The way the pharmaceutical companies do their incredible ads. The only thing about this product is they wouldn't have any warnings to give.
It's true.
Because usually you listen to those pharmaceutical ads and while the butterflies are flying around, they're telling you about risk of sudden death, which is just amazing how the advertising executives pull that all off. But when it comes to this product, it's just a natural product delivering ingredients that happen to help support the healthy circulation in our extremities. It supports the healthy circulation throughout our body, particularly noticeable in our extremities. What I was going to read is just one more review on diosmin and then a couple of the reviews on Butcher's Broom, the ingredient we doubled in this version. So from World Journal of Gastroenterology, another respected journal, diosmin exerts its effects on vasculature by increasing vascular tone, lymphatic drainage, and capillary resistance. It is also assumed to promote wound healing. And again, that's not a medical claim that it's going to heal wounds or things like that. But again, to the extent, I'm giving Lincoln a treat, to the extent we have healthier circulation, nourishing the tissues of our body, as we discussed before, delivering nutrients to those tissues, carrying away waste products from those tissues, delivering oxygen, carrying away CO2 from those tissues. It promotes the healthy activities of those tissues. And if healing a wound is part of the healthy activities, then by giving your body the nutrition it needs, a tool it needs to support healthy circulation, then that is going to be one of the results. But just a couple of the charts on the Butcher's Broom extract, and then I'll finish with the research, because I don't want to bore you with the research, but the research is why this product is so serious, so compelling, and so clearly beneficial. But on Butcher's Broom, this is from a medical journal out of Germany. The name is Arzneimittelforschung. Arzneimittelforschung, that I don't speak German. So drug discovery in English. The beneficial effect of butcher's broom, which has been well established for centuries in the pharmacopoeia of the Mediterranean countries, is now clinically established.
Oh, man.
Again, clinically established, that's serious language,
That it is.
by its scientifically proven pharmacodynamic properties and clinical actions. Butcher's broom enhances venous tone by promoting vasoconstriction through a direct effect and by increasing blood flow. Reads similar to the reviews, the scientific
Right.
reviews on diosmin. Butcher's broom enhances venous tone by promoting smooth muscle contraction in veins through a direct alpha adrenergic effect, a mechanism of action that differs from other options. Thus, microcirculatory space is protected by the effect of butcher's broom extract on return circulation and by the action of hesperidin and vitamin C, both of which are also in the product, on the capillary wall. The reciprocal potentiation of the effects of these active principles is responsible for the efficacy on venous return. One more. International angiology. These are a mouthful, some of these scientific studies, but I love them because they're why this product is
Yeah.
effective.
I'm never playing Scrabble with you, that's all I know.
I'm scary at
I
Scrabble.
bet.
In another study with butcher's broom, hesperidin and ascorbic acid, vitamin C, of course, a significant improvement in heavy legs, leg discomfort, cramps, and afternoon swelling, edema, was demonstrated as well as an improvement in vein health following use. So those are the key ingredients in this product. We follow the research, follow the science in putting the product together, which is why the reviews at almost or approximately 95% positive reviews, it's why the reviews follow the science.
Absolutely. And at this point, of course, we are coming to a close in terms of this presentation in this hour. Remember, it's the last show where you can select your today's special. Here's where your price, you choose your size of choice, of course, the 60, 180, 360, or 750. So here's where our pricing goes after midnight, ladies and gentlemen. And by the way, I have done that before where for whatever reason it's escaped me and I've forgotten to order an Andrew Lessman product when it's a today's special. And I'm still happy to do it at that regular price. As a quick aside though, since most of us are doing that 750 count size, we have, what Steve, you said like, okay, only
A little more than
1,500?
1,000.
Okay.
We'll have to start designating additional capsules. I think we have like 1 million additional capsules.
Gotcha.
But
Okay.
that's only, that large size is so large, that's only a little more than 1,000 bottles of the large size.
Yeah, so that has to be distributed, you know,
Yes.
accordingly.
Through all the sizes that sell out,
So
yes.
just kind of fair warning, if you do want that 750 count size, I would absolutely recommend that you do it now. Remember, here's where your pricing goes in literally less than 2 hours. This is what you're spending for that 750 count size, basically in an hour and a half, if you want to look at it that way. Here's our pricing today. Here's your savings, and remember, it's like a twofer, if you want to think of it that way. You know, to coin a marketing phrase, because today and only for this show, because this is your final opportunity, as an example, for what you are spending for the 750, you are doubling your capsule size. You will spend the same amount of money for the 360 as you will spend to get the 750 today. So you're looking at $27 or less on FlexPay. It's free shipping. Remember, when Andrew, he only does a couple visits a year, everything is on special purchase pricing, everything is on free shipping. But remember, special FlexPays, but these are sizes and a formula that Andrew is not moving forward with. And we will not see the circulation and vein support as a today's special for another full year.
No,
So it's a
it
big
will-
deal.
When you see it next, it will come back. It'll be at special purchase pricing during a visit. Actually, between visits, it goes back to that HSN price. The special purchase pricing during the next visit will be about a 15% reduction.
Right.
Today, it's about a 50% reduction. So the savings today is something that we do once a year. And again, the counter being over 30,000 bottles, about 20,000 of those being the large size, 20,000 bottles, that alone is about 15 million capsules.
Yeah.
That is incredible efficiency with which we get to access all the raw materials and produce the product itself. So what I wanted to show everyone, I haven't done this today, it's a small capsule.
Yeah.
So it's a small capsule, a soft capsule. It's easy to swallow. So it will not upset your stomach.
No.
And there's no additives, there's no binders, there's no fillers. It's just an ultra fine powder. It just looks
fine
like
that is.
beige kind of dust.
Yeah.
So it's very as you
Isn't
can
that
see. So that's your assurance that it goes to work. It's not slammed into a tablet. When you use a tablet, it automatically requires a great deal of additives. If you even use a capsule, most capsules, other than mine, they use additives and lubricants and fillers and flowing agents. We do not. So the product is 100% pure. So it's going to give you just the beneficial ingredients you want and none of the other ingredients that you do not want. So it's 100% pure, and that's the only way I think vitamins should be delivered.
Absolutely. It's so funny. I don't know if your ears were ringing or not, but I'm like serving you when I'm not here. I'm always telling everybody, because people ask what I'm doing out here, and when I say, you can even see on the bottle, no additives of any kind, people are dumbfounded. They don't know what to say. And you know what's so interesting about Andrew? Not only is he an American success story, we are so proud to be broadcasting here live for the last chance in your today's special. All the products are made with the energy of the sun. But it's so funny, instead of putting additives or something else, you put other vitamins. You put other good things.
That's one of the things I'm often queried. I mean, years ago, we had folks that sent our products out to labs, our competitors, to prove that we didn't have everything we had in the product because our capsules were so small in their mind, in their smaller minds, I guess. They couldn't figure out how we got all those ingredients into small capsules. Just go figure. If you pull the additives out of the capsule, gosh, you have lots of room for active ingredients. So that's exactly what we did, not meaning to be disparaging to my competitors. But as we say, we don't have any competitors because what we do is so different than from what everyone else does. So even if you're trying to find a product with diosmin as we deliver it, and butcher's broom as we deliver it, and grapeseed extract, and pine bark extract, all of them standardized appropriately, and 100% pure additive-free in 2 small, easy-to-swallow capsules, I don't think you'll find it.
No.
I've looked before and it doesn't exist. It's hard enough to find diosmin, and I'm not even sure when I find it if it really is diosmin. We have the capabilities here that when we bring diosmin in here, as much as we trust that we get diosmin out of Europe, as much as we trust the source of our diosmin, guess what we do? We analyze it to make sure it's exactly what it's supposed to be. We do that with every single thing that we put in a product for you. As I say, we trust, but we validate. So it's not that I have trust issues, but I want to make sure that you have no issues with trust, that you get exactly what you want in a product, and that's why these products get the reviews. I mean, all of my products are customer picks.
Every
I
single
think
one.
we have approaching, or we might have exceeded by now, 50,000 reviews. And those reviews are over 90% positive, averaging about 4.65, I think. So that's because every single product I make, I listen to your feedback. If the feedback isn't good, I continue to improve the product. And we had great feedback on this product, and I only continue to improve it. As Shannon had said, what did I do? Because we don't have additives, I keep finding a way to put more beneficial ingredients in it, so there's no side effects, there's more side benefits.
For sure. And you know what I think is interesting about that too? If you think about the other vitamins that are available at counter, right? Those 1 pill a day people, et cetera, they make what? Widgets and tires. They're not just in the vitamin business. And so if they want to react, if the research prevails, oh, I should add this, it's not like they're not like you. Their products aren't made that way, but it's not like they can react and decide to keep enhancing their formulas like you do.
Well, they don't control formulations.
Right.
They don't have the technical expertise. They rely on contract manufacturers to make things for them. In years past, some of those folks have come to me to make products for them, but they really didn't care about quality.
Nope.
What they're interested in was sales. So what they were more interested in seeing how much we can cut corners on cost to reach a price point, not to reach a quality point. The only thing I try to do is to offer all the quality that you need. I won't cut any corners in terms of quality, and then to deliver it to you as efficiently as possible. And that's what these annual Today specials do, is it provide an opportunity to deliver it to you as efficiently as possible. As you see from the pricing, literally a little bit more than a dime a capsule for a product that's 100% additive free, and all those active ingredients in that capsule, they are expensive standardized ingredients.
For sure. I know you see that clock on your screen, and I just want to remind you, this is your final show where you can select this once a year, one time only, once a year Today special, but the only time that we're going to see these sizes and this brand new formulation that was done in your honor. And certainly with this being the first few weeks of the new year, this really helps us, not only with our New Year's goals. If you get home at night and you can't bear to think of that gym or that treadmill or chasing your grandkids or walking around the block or even walking the dog because you sit down, your legs keep moving, you can't wait to take your shoes off. If that's circulation, if it's compromising your life, if it's compromising your job, if you're on your feet a lot, or if you're sitting a lot. I mean, nurses, postal carriers, hairdressers, retail, you work at a computer all day. That's why we see the overwhelming perfect reviews. So remember, after midnight, you've got a little over an hour to qualify for this kind of pricing. You choose your size of choice. Here's where the pricing will go, and actually I'm happy to pay the regular HSN pricing, which we will do after this show. But today, boy, if there was ever a day to say yes to it, it's today. Here's our pricing for this show only. Here are your savings, and remember, it's almost like a buy one, get one. Actually, on that 750 count size, it's better than that, because at the stroke of midnight, you'll spend $129 for the 360 count size. You're more than doubling your capsule count for the same price, and that gives you a full year's supply of a product that we know it's making everyday lives better. It's improving the quality of everyday life for people.
And it's interesting. A long time ago, I heard an expression that I always liked: the benefit of the benefit. So the benefit of how this, obviously, it helps the tone of your blood vessels. Reading the scientific research, your blood vessels will tend to enlarge less. So yes, that appearance can be better, but what's the benefit of the benefit? Maybe you don't have to wear support hose, or perhaps you'll wear shorts or a skirt that you wouldn't have worn otherwise, or perhaps you could wear a different type of shoes, or perhaps you'll start exercising more or be able to exercise more, or you'll go out dancing, or you might go to the movies. That it sort of changes our life in ways that are the benefit of the benefit. So certainly, if the discomfort, the enlargement of the tissues, the swelling, those are the obvious direct benefits. But as those change, so can a whole range of other things. And those are sufficient, but so can a whole range of other things in our lives change as well.
Absolutely. And you know, I'm excited for you. I mean, that's why, yes, we encourage you to read those reviews, but so many of those reviews, you're going to be pretty hard in terms of how you're going to rate and evaluate this product, because it really is a feel the difference product. And if people don't feel a difference, there's no way they'd give it overwhelmingly perfect reviews or reorder the product. And it's one of your top products, period.
The language of the reviews.
Yes.
And I think because most people, probably like you, if you're sitting out watching, are skeptical. We've grown beyond skeptical. I think I've grown a little bit cynical of what I read online. So it's very easy to not trust things. I've been talking about my vitamins. I've been making vitamins this is my 38th year, which is frightening to think about, 38th year. I've been doing this on television for almost 26 years. So it's something, there's a certain degree of, I hope, credibility and trust that comes from that, but still you have every right to be skeptical and to expect the science to be there, which you could look at the science I talked about, and you should read the reviews, because I think that's the most compelling thing. We don't edit them, we don't remove any of them. The one thing that's very interesting that I always say in terms of making positive change, whether it's in relationships or in our professional life or with our health, that if we want things to change, the only change starts with us. There's a Chinese proverb that the longest journey, or even a journey of 1,000 miles, begins with one step. Actually, the proper translation is even the longest journey begins right beneath our feet. It begins right here with us. So the power to change is entirely residing with us. And if we don't make a change, nothing will change. We can't rely on the outside world to change things for us. If we do, usually those are not the kind of changes we want. We want to be the power of change in our life. And this is a simple, inexpensive opportunity to try something that can make a positive difference in your life. And if it doesn't, you get to send it back for a complete refund. I say this with conviction and with passion, simply because I know the science. I've read the reviews. You can do that as well. You could look at the science online, and you could see just how effective this product can be for you.
For sure, and I think it's so appropriate that we do the last show at this time of night, because maybe at this time of the evening, are your legs heavy? Are they tired? Are you dragging? Are your ankles swollen? I mean, you know, I think things in life are guided, and I think you are watching this show for a reason. And if you have any of those issues, you really should be compelled to try this. And there's certainly no better time than the present. I know how passionate I am about this product. I certainly would never live a day without it. And this is the day. Remember, we will not see this again for well over a year, but you have to remember, Andrew's doing special sizes, that special formula for this show and this show only. After midnight, here's where your pricing goes. Here's what you spend basically only for the next hour. This is the last show where you can select your today's special. So that's why on that 750 count size, that's where we are very, very limited at this point. So I know.
On all the sizes were down to about a little more than 1,000 bottles, I
Gotcha.
believe, on all the sizes. So what's going to happen probably in the next 15 minutes, we'll start taking the extra capsules
Okay.
we have and start allotting them to different sizes. So we're hoping we'll do a brief airing at the end of the next hour, and then that will be all the inventory we have.
Okay, so certainly I encourage you to try it, and yes, take a moment to read those reviews. I know you're going to be thrilled. So if you are channel surfing, remember we are going to give you that backstage tour of where all the magic happens.
Yes.
And I hear we're doing the last presentation.
We're doing the final presentation of our Today Special number 2.
Yes.
Of our Ultimate Whey Protein Isolate. So this is the last opportunity we have on this. This is not something that we planned on
I know.
devoting a tremendous amount of time to. Ultimate Whey Protein, and this is the time of year. We had just done our Secure meal replacement last week. And Secure, our meal replacement, like any meal replacement, contains vitamins, minerals. It also contains flavor. It's designed to taste good. It's designed to be a meal replacement. You can mix it with water, milk, yogurt, or fruit, whatever it is. You could do all sorts of things. With our Ultimate Whey Protein, it's just pure protein. What we do at home, we do all sorts of things. We'll put frozen berries into a blender with just a bit of water and throw in the Ultimate Whey Protein. We'll just mix it with water. Sometimes we could mix, say, almond butter or peanut butter, whatever it might be. Your protein powder here becomes a super soluble, totally flexible, pure protein. And what's unique, it doesn't have flavor added, so it's not competing with anything else you might be adding it to. You could add it to cereal, and all it tastes like is you added a hint of milk to that cereal. You could add it to a smoothie. It tastes like you added maybe a hint of milk to that smoothie. It's uniquely fat-free, cholesterol-free, so no saturated fat, no trans fat, no cholesterol, which is very unique for a dairy product. It's carbohydrate-free, it's sugar-free, lactose-free. Again, very unique for a dairy product. There's no whey protein isolate like it in the world, and it mixes incredibly easily, which I'll show in a moment.
Absolutely, and I'm such a huge fan of this. When I heard this was coming down the pipes, I actually did that pre-order, and here's what we're doing. Now remember, this is your final show on the Whey Protein Today Special 2. So 25 servings, 50 servings, or 100 servings, and I have to show you this 100 servings jug, if you will, free shipping.
So it's 2.5 pounds. So it's,
moly.
and again, unlike other protein powders, with each serving you get 10 grams, and each serving is barely a little over 10 grams. So typically, to get 10 grams of protein in certain protein powders, you're consuming 12, 13, 15, 18, 20 grams or more of powder. So this is efficient. So it's basically over 90% pure protein. Plus, when you look at this chart, which really is a fascinating chart, protein is made up of amino acids. The quality of protein is determined by the quality of the amino acids. The most important amino acids are the branched chain amino acids, which are 3 of the essential amino acids. So on this chart, we have the first 3 are the branched chain. The most important of the branched chain is leucine. And then the rest are all the other essential amino acids: lysine, threonine, phenylalanine, methionine, tryptophan, histidine. So all of them are up here. The 3 branched chain are leucine, isoleucine, and valine. So those are all the essential amino acids. We then compared it to casein, which is milk protein as well, egg albumin, which egg protein is a great source of protein. That's the egg white. Pea protein, brown rice protein, hemp protein. 3 great sources of vegetable protein. They're all complete proteins, as you notice.
Yeah.
But on some of these, they get a little low on some of the amino acids, specifically tryptophan. But as you notice, if you look at the most important amino acids, leucine in particular, the whey protein is the highest. If you look at the total essential amino acid content, our whey protein is the highest. If you look at the total branched chain amino acid content, our whey protein is the highest. So it's the highest in yield, but also another thing, you don't have to consume 20 grams of material to get 10 grams of protein. So it's the most efficient way to deliver the protein. It's also the most mild and delicious because it mixes with anything and it doesn't adversely affect its flavor.
Absolutely, and that's what's so fun too, whether you're mix it in your smoothie, if you put it in with your Secure Soy, if you're just drinking it on its own, adding a little, fruit or strawberry or banana, I mean, whatever it might be. When Andrew said it mixes, that to you alone should be a key indicator of how different this is? Because normally protein powders, they do not mix the way yours does.
Yeah, pure protein is generally an unpleasant process when it comes to mixing. And that's why we often have to use blenders.
Yeah.
Because with a blender, you're taking that otherwise totally insoluble powder and you're at least just distributing it through the smoothie. And sometimes you still taste the grittiness of it. With this, you will never taste grittiness. And to give you a sense of how soluble it is, and we didn't quit, we worked on this for several years, and we worked directly with the dairy that makes it for us. And of course,
This is so cool.
that this is of course hormone free as well, but which we wouldn't be using a whey protein that isn't.
Right.
But if you look at this, there's 2 scoops there.
Okay.
I put about 8 ounces of water in there, and it's just, I could leave it sit there for an hour and still be able to mix it. But you can see it's already pretty much mixed up.
Look at
And that's how easy it is to mix it.
that.
I mean, and to be able to do that with a protein powder, in a glass of water with a spoon in literally 2 or 3 seconds should give you a sense of how well this will mix when you put it in a smoothie, if you put it in your oat bran or your oatmeal or whatever the breakfast cereal you might have. You could mix it. Some folks mix it in with their coffee in the morning. That's how soluble it is.
I know, it's amazing. It really is. I mean, you really will find no product of its equal. And that's the other thing. When you think about low in calories, low in sodium, you don't have to worry about cholesterol.
I just drank the entire glass, 20 grams of protein, but I just drank the entire glass to show you there's no lumps or clumps or anything like that. It looks like it was a glass of milk. And that's exactly, I probably have a milk mustache. It's exactly.
Got whey?
Exactly, got whey. No way.